It used to be that we went a long time between dispatches of new Jaguar items, however nowadays they're for all intents and purposes stumbling over each other. The F-Pace still feels like another expansion to the tribe, and the littler E-Paces seconds ago achieving dealerships in the United States. What's more, now the organization is as of now flaunting another hybrid. This one is unique, however. The I-Pace is Jaguar Land Rover's first unadulterated electric vehicle, and it will be discounted here in the fall of this current year. The crude insights positively appear to be sufficiently imperative. The I-Pace has twin electric engines that permit all-wheel drive and give an aggregate framework yield of 394 pull and 512 pounds-feet of torque. That is not exactly Tesla equaling but rather is sufficient for an asserted 4.5 seconds 0 to 60 mph time and an expected 240 miles of range. The I-Pace is appraised for 300 miles of range on the European net test, which has a tendency to be exceptionally hopeful. We've contacted JLR for illumination. The 90.0 kWh lithium particle battery pack can be charged to 80% limit in 40 minutes utilizing a 100 kW DC quick charger. We have just ridden in a model form of the Auto, an affair that left us comprehensively inspired, and we're happy to see that such an extensive amount the outline of the first idea, which bowed at the 2016 liters.a. appear, has endured to generation. The I-Pace utilizes an aluminum structure identified with those of JLR's other aluminum-bodied models, yet with the packaging for the underfloor-mounted battery pack utilized as an auxiliary part. Puma guarantees that the I-Pace is its torsionally stiffest creation demonstrate yet. We haven't been given a weight figure, yet Jaguar says the battery pack's area empowers static mass to be distributed precisely 50 hours 50 minutes between the front and back axles and that it accomplishes a focal point of gravity 5.1 inches lower than that of the F-Pace. Despite the fact that it is lower, the I-Pace's 117.7-inch wheelbase and 184.3-inch general length are like those of the F-Pace, while the lodge is said to be as extensive as those in vehicles a size up. With no compelling reason to suit one of those outdated gas motors, the base of the windshield has been pushed forward to amplify lodge space, albeit, in the same way as other EVs, the I-Pace adheres to the recognizable shape dialect of interior burning autos. Behind the grille there's a radiator for the fluid coolant framework that, with stream controlled by a pump, directs the temperature of the battery pack. The grille likewise guides wind current through the hood scoop to diminish drag, and dynamic vanes in the grille and front guard can further enhance optimal design when cooling for the battery and atmosphere control framework isn't required. Elusiveness additionally is helped by different subtle elements, including power centrifugal handles that stow flawlessly when the Auto is moving, like those fitted to the Range Rover Velar. The underfloor battery contains 432 pocket-right cells and drives two indistinguishable 197 horsepower engines, one controlling the front hub and one the back. This implies the I-Pace consolidates all-wheel drive footing with the capacity to run all the more effectively in two-wheel drive when required. Suspension is by control arms at the front and a multi-link setup at the back. Air springs are standard, and they can naturally bring down the Auto at expressway speeds by up to 0.4 inch to additionally decrease drag. Regenerative braking levels can be balanced, and in its most forceful mode, the I-Pace is guaranteed to have the capacity to accomplish a longitudinal braking power of up to 0.4 grams without utilizing its grinding brakes. Like the BMW i3 and the Nissan Leaf, the I-Pace will permit single-pedal driving, and it additionally will be conceivable to kill the vehicle's sit without moving jerk so the Auto will hold its position when seized, even on a slope. The lodge is clearly firmly identified with those of Jaguar's current model range, with the touchscreen interface sitting in the focal point of the dashboard and a computerized instrument bunch before the driver. Raised legroom is cited as a most extreme of 35.0 inches, and the gear compartment offers 23 cubic feet of limit with the back seat set up or 51 with them collapsed level. and also the conventional choice of calfskin, purchasers will have the capacity to indicate seats and trim produced using a reasonable, premium material option created with Danish material specialists Kvadrat that consolidates superb micro-suede and a solid fleece mix. Not that the I-Pace doesn't likewise flag its distinction to inhabitants. Rather than a regular gearshift selector, there are D, N, R, and P catches on a rear between the seats. Over the apparatus choice catches are a little touchscreen joined with rotating dials for atmosphere control and different frameworks. The infotainment setup is an advancement of JLR's setup and control framework called Touch Pro Duo, which we're advised will utilize calculations to recognize singular driver inclinations and after that tailor the I-Pace's driving and inside settings in like manner. We're trusting these will work more naturally than the to some degree confounding interface of the Velar, so in the event that you jump at the chance to sit completely lean back with the seat radiators on full tuning into Blue Oyster called at full volume, the I-Pace will get that going. We're likewise informed that the auto will be perfect with Amazon Alexa, which means a good gadget running Jaguar's application can be posed inquiries like do I have enough range to get the chance to work. The auto additionally is Jag's initially to fuse the capacity to get over-the-air updates to different frameworks. We don't have concluded estimating yet our sources have demonstrated that the most fundamental I-Pace S will undermine the least expensive adaptation of the Tesla Model X, proposing a beginning figure of around $70,000 before impose impetuses. Obviously, it will be conceivable to spend significantly more than that on choices, and additionally the SE and HSE trims, and the underlying group of US models will be completely stacked, one year just, HSE-based First Editions.